Hey you, it's Colette Baron-Reid, and it's time for this week's Oracle card guidance and lesson. We are going to be doing 7 cards, and these 7 cards are going to tell us the energetic weather report for this week. What can we expect in the airwaves, and what can we experience, and what's the prescription for how to deal with these energies upcoming? So we're going to start with card number 1. But first, before I do that, choose a number between 1 and 7. See these cards right here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that will be your extra special card for this week. Okay, here we go. So the theme for this week is Between Worlds, and that is so pertinent to most of us, no matter where we live in the world right now. We're going through vast changes. And so this means that we still have one foot in the past and one in the future. And the part in between is the process, very, very important time and experience and environment of change itself. Don't skip that by fixated on what you want to see happen in the future. It's a process. So there are a lot of steps between what was and what will be. And this is a very rich place to be and pay attention to. So what's going on in the environment? One of the things to look out for this week, exchanging gifts and protection, is really about codependency. When we insist on being the giver and not the receiver, we do that to control experiences so that we don't get hurt, or that we feel somehow that we have power over someone else. The other thing about exchanging gifts and protection reminds us, you better, it's like, be careful what you pray for, because when you get it, you'll have a responsibility to it. So these are the 2 ideas to consider this week. If you tend to be a people pleaser, be careful. Back off a little bit, let the other person be, and let the law of reciprocity be something that's, natural and fluid. And if you have really, really prayed really hard to get something, are you willing to put the time and effort to maintain that and to foster the growth of that thing, whatever that is? So it's a very, very positive week for getting what you say you want. And it's also like, ooh, what do I do now? That kind of an idea can come up for all of us this week. Now, there's another protection card, Not For You in Protection, means that don't chase after what's unavailable to you. Don't put any effort into something that's running away from you. Only focus on what's there, like what is for me. So it's rejection is God's protection. What is left for me? This is kind of like I always consider this as a card of when we chase after the unavailable partner that doesn't really want us. Or we want what we want, how we want it, and we chase after that, and we get really mad when we don't get it. So this is also reminding us, no. If it's being withheld from us, there's a reason. It may not be an intellectual reason. It may not be a reason that appears to be fair either. But it is what's in front of us. And so this is surrendering to what is. It's really a card of radical acceptance as well. Okay, so not everybody's going to like the results of whatever it is we're looking at. Regeneration is also in protection. Wow, we got a lot of protection cards. I'm going to read that one because I love what it says. It's pretty on the money. And I like to be reminded when I see that card upside down, because it's like, wait a sec. This is about second chances and new opportunities. But the protection message reminds us that something has to end. So remember, we started with Between Worlds. Well, Between Worlds means we have to leave something behind, and that we're in the process of going to this next thing. This reminds us about that and really hammers it home. Endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to what must die so that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, and death. And regeneration, that's the part we want to talk about, the regeneration part. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. There's no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You're about to be reborn. So this card speaks to the dissatisfaction when, whatever we want shows up to us. It's not exactly the form we wanted, and wait a second, and what I wanted this, and now I got that. And it says, like, let go and see what really rises up that is in the highest good for all. And it's often that it's not the way we think it should be, but it's still leading us to something better. And letting go is really, really important. In the whole year, 2020, oh my gosh, how many times do we have to let go of? Millions of things. Okay, so To the Sea is also in protection. Hey. So this week, To the Sea is all about being in that boat you think's going to capsize, and it doesn't. It just means that there's the weather is difficult and the seas are churning and you're on this boat and it's up and down and you think you're going to capsize and you do not. And it's reminding you that even when you go down the rapids and it feels like, oh my God, I have no control over all this stuff. It's okay. This particular card says, don't panic. You will not capsize. You will not capsize. It's a moment in time, like in the between worlds time, where things are churned up. So it's obvious this week, lots is going on. And these are protection cards. Boy, oh boy, are we ever getting big hugs from the universe to say, hey, this is part of this process. Hang on to your hat, because here we go. Oh, another one in protection. New life is in protection. Don't pretend you know how this is going to go. This is also a card that is asking us to be extra gentle and compassionate with ourselves and others, because this is brand new for everybody. Nobody knows how this is going to work. We have to be so mindful of not being overly reactive, of saying, okay, I got this. No, nobody has it yet. It's like, okay, I got to learn this new dance. I don't know what the steps are, and be in that beginner mind, because that's going to really allow yourself to be in this brand new space and say, okay, if I can be curious, then maybe I can see what's available to me now. I'm going to read a little bit of this guidebook for this card too. I mean, there's so many protection cards. I have no idea what the last card is. So I think it's important that when we see so many protection cards that we get the guidebook's advice, because I wrote the guidebook so that it will give us some support here. So what does this actually mean? You must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit you may not know something. You are at the beginning of things and you haven't yet hit your stride. Again, all these cards talk about the between worlds. Everything here is another aspect of that. Be immersed in the newness of it all and don't try to rush the learning process. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. Okay, now let's see what, I'm going to keep this in my hand just in case this last card is in protection. It isn't. Okay, it's Imagine. This is beautiful. Okay. Between worlds and imagine and everything in between. This is beautiful. We land on the card that reminds us that we all have the capacity to dream a new world into being. Courageous Dreaming was the name of one of my colleagues' book, Alberto Villoldo. We created a couple of oracle card decks together. And it reminds me that all of us have the capacity within us to imagine a beautiful world. And it doesn't happen overnight. If we can imagine that there is a solution to a lot of the things in the world that are not going right, then we have to trust that we should not catastrophize if things are not exactly as we want them. Perhaps we could continue to use our imagination in service to the divine. Can I imagine a better world for myself, my families, and you? We're all in this together. Even if we are not all in alignment with the results of certain things, we still have to come together and create this world anew. And remember, nature depends on its biodiversity. It depends on having different beings with different experiences and opinions. And so maybe now these cards are inviting us into that new way of seeing things. Bottom line is, you are going to apply this to you your way. But this is clearly saying that the entire weather report for all of us that are watching these videos is saying, you know what? This is a time of rebirth, of newness. Let go the old and let's see what the new offers us. All right, what a week. And I will see you next week. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you just have to hit that little button and a bell comes up. And then if you click on that, you will get these videos in your inbox every single week. Leave a comment. I love to read them. And I will see you next time.